everyone, and thank you for joining this week's RNA Leaders podcast. My name is Jade Osei-Tutu, and for today's series, I'm very pleased to welcome Roberta Duncan, who is the Chief Strategy Officer of Arcturus Therapeutics. Thank you for joining us today, Roberta.
Thanks for having me.
So to kickstart this series, along with the others that we've done so far, we'd be interested to hear a little bit more about yourself, about your background and what your current focus is in RNA.
Yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for having me. So I'm the current Chief Strategy Officer at Arcturus Therapeutics. Arcturus is a global messenger RNA medicines company. I've been working in mRNA and next generation self-amplifying RNA for several years, but I've been in industry for over 26 years with experience in companies that are in startup, small biotech, bigger pharma, and in CROs as well. As far as the current focus in RNA, at Arcturus, our focus in RNA is in treatments for rare diseases and in vaccines for infectious diseases, utilizing our STAR and LUNAR platforms. In the infectious disease space, we have multiple bacterial and respiratory targets, and our COVID vaccine is our marketed product. In the rare disease space, our current focus is in protein replacement therapies for diseases such as cystic fibrosis in the lung and ornithine transcarbamylase deficiency, OTC, which is in the liver.
Great, thank you for that introduction. I'm sure many of our community are kind of aware of the activities that you guys have been getting up to. It's been quite an interesting year I know I've been following you guys for not just last year, but last couple of years as well. Obviously you've got a number of different programs that are upcoming, and also some of your colleagues will be joining us in September at RNA Leaders. So yeah, interested to hear what you'll be discussing, or if you've got insights for what some of your other colleagues will be discussing at RNA Leaders this fall in San Diego.
Yeah, so later this year when we meet for the conference, the topic I'll be focusing on and have the privilege of talking about is accelerating innovation and commercialization of RNA therapeutics and vaccines. And during that time, I plan to hit on three particular areas. One is to give an overview of Arcturus Therapeutics' LUNAR delivery platform and to talk a bit about our therapeutics and vaccines pipeline, which is quite encouraging and great. Also to talk about the global commercialization partnership we have for our COVID-19 vaccine, KOSTAIVE. KOSTAIVE is also the world's first self-amplifying mRNA vaccine, and we're really excited about that. And the third point that I will spend some time talking about is establishing a joint venture CDMO for mRNA vaccines and therapeutics. And so with those three topics, I think we'll have time for a really great and engaging discussion.
Yeah, definitely. And just to highlight to everyone that is planning to attend in September, or think about planning to attend, Roberta will be speaking in the keynote session on September the 4th in San Diego. So if you're looking for more details on that, we'll be able to share that later on, or at least with the link with the podcast. And then I guess the final question, which kind of, I guess, is around about what you guys are kind of currently up to. What do you see as the next steps the industry must take to progress mRNA and next-gen mRNA approaches, so along the lines of their self-amplifying RNA work as well, to move things through the clinic, and on that commercialization piece as well? Yeah, what do you see the next 2 to 3 key steps that are needed?
Yeah, so mRNA has gone from promise to proven in a time when we needed that technology to come forward and protect public health. Where we need to band together in industry is really, I think, around 3 key areas. One's around people, another one is around improved processes, and the other one is around delivery. So from a people perspective, it's critical and it's mission critical at Arcturus that patients and public health remain the center and focus of what we do. It's the underpinning of what we do, and as an industry, we can't lose that focus. And so that means that we have to spend the time and educate patients and public health about mRNA, make sure they understand what mRNA does, what it is, and what it is not. And so that means reducing misinformation, which we have seen in both the public sector and the private sector. So education is a big piece of it. As part of that, it's a call to action to engage patients in public health as well, improving their understanding and their participation in clinical trials, and being a part of this path and this journey we're all on to improve access to life-saving and life-changing treatments. So remembering why we're doing what we're doing is critically important, and not losing that focus. From a process perspective, we have a couple of different areas where we can focus in improving process. One is around the manufacturing space and across the manufacturing spectrum, from the early parts of the process of improving the time to plasmid DNA and linearized DNA, all the way to the end of the process where we're improving the timing for release of product and improving processes. mRNA already presents with a very efficient and rapid manufacturing process, and we will continue to hone that and improve it. And as an industry, we can't lose that focus. That speed delivers treatments and protection to public health. The other area for process is a very active discussion right now across the industry and with regulators across the globe. And this is the regulatory space on ensuring that mRNA and next generation mRNA technologies can achieve platform designation. That platform designation actually plays a significant role in the speed at which you can identify disease targets and deliver products to patients and deliver medicines and treatments to patients in public health. So improving the regulatory speed and leveraging the data that's already available to enable new treatments to come forward quickly is critically important, and an opportunity for us to work together as we are today. Another area is around delivery. So we at Arcturus are already demonstrating you can deliver mRNA to the lung through a nebulized treatment. You can deliver mRNA through intramuscular ingestion with COVID-19. You can deliver IV. And so you have multiple routes of administration. And what we need to continue to work on is improving the delivery of mRNA to other target organs. And that, again, leads to providing life-saving and life-changing treatments. And so improving in the delivery space is critically important. Our lipid nanoparticle library is deep and strong, and we continue to work in this space. And we know that we all have to continue to work on this space to improve where we can deliver mRNA to bring new treatment options to the table. So again, 3 areas. It's always going to be around people first, patients and public health first, improving processes, efficiencies, and improving and adding opportunities to deliver. We have a lot of work ahead of us, and I think we're doing a good job at Arcturus and in our partner organizations and our peer groups. We're all working diligently in all of these areas, and we have to continue.
Perfect. Thanks for sharing those insights. And I think those are really 3 interesting points that we're looking to expand a little bit more on at the meeting in September, particularly on the process side of things. Like, we've got a couple workshops looking to delve a little bit deeper into that, and unsurprisingly, delivery is a key theme across the event, and that's not even just from looking at from the mRNA track, also looking at the oligo side of things like base therapeutics as well. It's a key point in the industry is definitely focused on, so something that we're got a couple of interesting talks on, also wider panel discussions. So yeah, keen to kind of continue this conversation in September. But that brings us to the end of today's podcast. And I'd like to say a big thank you, Roberta, for joining us today and doing your first podcast and sharing your insights with our RNA Leaders community. And yeah, interested to hear from you in just over a month in September in San Diego for the RNA Leaders USA conference. If any of you watching have not yet signed up for the event and interested in joining Roberta and the rest of our senior speaker faculty who are continuing the promise and the conversation around how to accelerate innovate and commercialize RNA therapeutics. There'll be further details on the caption below once we share the podcast. And yeah, feel free to reach out if you are interested in attending. Thank you all for listening, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you.